the recreation that's operating right now without let's correct the record. You came forward and created a monstrosity that you gave Mr. Diver with a committee and a commission, and it collapsed within months, okay? Then you repealed that ordinance and you created a committee without even a resolution of this council, of you and Mr. Mechanico, for all of last year, which you were, the ironic thing, this whole thing, you were complaining about, there was one person running recreation on his own, essentially, with the assistance of many countless volunteers who put in countless volunteer hours to bring great recreation programs to this town. You charged him, and the ironic thing is there you were in charge of recreation all by yourself. Now, let me give you some credit. You brought some improvement. Right now, any fee that's charged is required to go into a trust fund, which is monitored by our CFO. That's the way it's going to continue to be. But the idea that we should be paranoid of our own citizens being involved in recreation is why our own citizens are not involved in recreation, which is why our recreation programs are suffering. And why do you have bank statements and canceled checks? You're no longer even on the council.
Because they're public documents, Mr. Brennan, and there was OPA requests that were put in, and all of this information was opened. Any person in this audience has the right to go to the office and put in an OPA request for this information. And I would also like to say, Butch and I ran the Parks and Recreation Committee, and we didn't have any issues because Sean Heater did such an excellent job with recreation that we didn't have any issues. We just wanted to keep it going at that point. And as far as fantastical charges, I'll put the meeting minutes up on the internet. It was a public committee meeting. Let everybody in the room read them and find out. In fact, Mr. Martone would love to read them. And then everybody can see what went on and what was being done in those days.
You've said that there's no wrongdoing. You said that there was no fraud. You have maligned the name of a good man. And frankly,
I haven't mentioned
yes, you have, by way
name.
of reference. There's no one in this room that doesn't know who you're talking about.
I haven't said anybody's name, Mr. Brennan. It was obviously a collective effort that people just didn't know the process and procedures and were just running rampant. And
Okay, I think it's time to move on. Would anyone else like to speak? I'd like to close the first voice of the public, please.
I'll second.
All in favor? Okay, we're up to unfinished business, resolution number 2, 2011, appointing borough officials. May I have a motion, please? Do I have a second? No one's going to second it? Appointing borough officials. Any discussion?
Yes, Mayor, I would like to amend this if I could.
This is, I'm just going to mention, that this has been brought up for several meetings now, and I put it out there because I really want to get it done. We have some people on this list who I need to call, like Manasquan, to let them know who our alliance representative is, and I need to get this.
I understand that, and this particular item I've spoken to you about a couple of times. The community development representative, which is the first item on this list, must have an alternate. And I would like to put forth the alternate community development representative to be Art Herner. And the reason for this is that in talking to Nancy Haydak, who is the community development representative, this meeting occurs once a month. And in order for us to get any kind of grant from this committee, a representative has to be there every month. Now, luckily, last year, Nancy made every single meeting, and there was no need.
Well, we had an alternate, Mr. It was Teresa.
And it was Teresa.
I have no problem with an alternate,
But
I just want to get this.
I would just like to add this in there so that we're sure that we have a backup.
So I'd like to amend this resolution then with Art Herner as the alternate for the community development rep.
Right.
I'll make,
We have to, we just amend it?
I would just move it as amended.
Second.
You move it as amended.
gotta.
You made an amendment.
Yeah,
The mayor's not allowed to make an
I
amendment.
can't.
The mayor can't just make it an amendment.
No.
Motion to amend.
Thank you.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Rich. Anything else? Okay, may I have a motion, please, to adopt the amended resolution number 2, 2011, appointing borough officials?
I'll second.
Any discussion? May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Ms. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mr. Diver?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Mr. Mechanica?
Yes.
Mr. Vorbeck?
Yes.
Okay, under new business, resolution, that should say resolution number 23, 2011, appointing Spring Lake Heights employee to serve as member of the Southeast Monmouth Municipal Utilities Authority. And I think we have that person listed as the Superintendent of Public Works.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Ms. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mr. Diver?
Yes.
Ms. King?
Yes.
Mr. Mechanica?
Yes.
Mr. Vorbeck?
Yes.
Resolution number 24A, 2011, appointing a borough engineer. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make that motion.
Need a second?
Second.
Any discussion? May I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Brennan?
Yes.
Ms. Cynthia?
Yes.
Mr. Diver?
No.
Ms. King?
No.
Mr. Mechanica?
Yes.
Mr. Vorbeck?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Motion passed.
Resolution number 24B, 2011, appointing Borough Special Counsel for COA. May I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a discussion.
Okay.
This is for Borough Council for COA, which anybody who's reading the paper knows COA is going, Council on Affordable Housing. If you're reading the papers, you know that they're going through a tremendous transition. The courts are battling right now with the executive branch and battling with the legislative branch. Nothing should be happening this year, is my understanding. You don't want to make an appointment?
Anybody?
I like this.
Well, are you asking to table or are you asking to vote this down?
You had it, you motioned and seconded, we have to vote.
Yeah, we have to have a
But
vote.
you can make a motion.
Any
to
other
table.
discussion?
I would like to make a motion to table.
Well, no, once you have a motion second, you gotta have a vote on the first motion first.
We have to vote on the first motion.
You make a motion to table in the middle of it?
Look, I want to hear what your explanation is, why you want to table it. That's what I want to hear.
Well, I want to table it, John, for what you're saying. I don't think this is necessary anymore. I really don't, and especially not now when we really don't know which direction we're going in.
Well, let me ask you this. I might agree with you based upon the fact that my understanding of what's happening with COA. But if we do need somebody, because we have paid our COA attorneys a lot of money over the recent past because of all the changes that have been going on with COA. It's nice to save some attorneys' money. I'm all in favor of saving attorneys' money. But at the same time, we do need somebody who's going to monitor the situation. Will Mr. Lane be available?
Well, that was going to be my suggestion is, could John monitor it, and then we wouldn't have to go through this expense, because like you said, this is a big expense.
Mr. Dibber?
I agree also with my colleague, Mr. Brennan, and with Ms. King. This is being dismantled as we speak. And for all, well, perhaps, but the odds are.
It's probably the game is on.
The game is definitely.
What's going to be dismantled way, I'm not sure.
Right,
The
but to
game's
pay
on.
attorneys
So right
specifically
now,
for this, I just don't think there's
unless-
any need.
We absolutely need somebody.
Unless you might have just given you a scorecard about how it's being dismantled, and, you know, it's valuable information, but as it changed, I don't know, it's stuff, it's not actionable information you need to be advised. The league will do that for you. If you follow the league stuff that comes out, it's usually, they keep you up to date pretty much.
But as far
So you wanna make a
as
motion
Councilman
to table?
Brennan said, though, if we vote it down, because in the contract, doesn't it state until the next person is?
That's true. I mean,
So
we do
we
have
should
a.
probably vote it down
Well,
versus.
I don't know that that's true, actually, now that I think about it. John, what Ms. Zendaya is saying, as I understand it, is since our COA council was COA council for last year, generally, our contracts read that they serve until their successor is appointed. I would imagine you're gonna need to have a resolution removal.
Is that correct?
Can we just, if we vote it down?
Let's table it for next meeting, we'll figure it out.
Okay.